Welcome back, everybody, to For the Sake of the Parlay. Today is May 29th, 2026. What we're going to do today is review yesterday's parlay of the day with our alternate line suggestions and give you today's parlay of the day with our alternate line suggestions. All right, so let's get right into it. Before we get into today's video, let me tell you why you should subscribe right now. All right, we are PPCs here, and PPCs are professional parlay creators. Parlays is what y'all want, and parlays is exactly what you're going to get here on this channel. We specialize in 8-leg parlays, and we do this full time. We're giving you parlays consisting of all types of bets, including player props, totals, and spreads across all major sports, including the WNBA. Next, this is a collaborative channel consisting of two people. We are lucky to have two PPCs in the channel, and the architect and the voice. Obviously, I'm the voice, but the architect is really the one doing a lot of the planning, designing, and managing throughout the parlay making process. Without the architect, there will be no channel or none of these parlays. Lastly, and most importantly, we are giving you free daily content with picks and receipts. This is our 53rd day in a row of posting parlays with reviews. We are showing you our actual betting slips and the results. We're going to keep posting and showing you the results because we don't get tired like Kevin Gates, and we ain't never scared like Bone Crusher. We ain't new to this, we true to this, y'all. Y'all know y'all doing the same damn thing as us every day, so you might as well just do me a favor and smash that like and subscribe button and do it for the sake of the parlay. Let's start off with our review from yesterday, May 28th. 2026, and why these reviews are important is they're going to be very helpful the next time y'all make a bet or a parlay. All right, and this is going to be a special good review today. And lastly, we are different than other channels. All right, other channels just give picks with no reviews. We're going to do both because it's important for you to see the good and bad of this betting and this gambling and this parlay making, but we gonna keep doing it regardless. Yesterday was an ugly one, y'all. We only went 3 out of 8 picks. We had a couple close calls, but hey, it was another losing parlay, unfortunately. But just remember, you can tail our parlay or you can choose the individual picks, all right? Because even though we have been losing in our parlays, we've had a whole bunch of green and a whole bunch of right picks. So y'all can take those picks individually and make your own parlay because this is your parlay. You can make it your way just like Burger King, all right? And just remember, we're still grinding and improving, and we are still on the search for our first channel win. But here are the results from yesterday. All right, first we were right about Chelsea Gray recording 6 or more assists against the Dallas Wings. We were wrong about the Baltimore Orioles winning on the money line against the Toronto Blue Jays. Then we were wrong about the alternate under of 8.5 total runs in the Chicago Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates game, and 3-pick same game parlay. We were wrong about the over 108.5 team total points for the OKC Thunder. We were wrong about Isaiah Hartenstein recording 19 plus points, rebounds, and assists, but we were right about Julian Champagny recording 17 plus points, rebounds, and assists. And then lastly, in a 2-pick same game parlay, we were right about the under 7.5 runs in this Houston Astros at Texas Rangers game, but we were wrong about Jake Berger recording at least 1 hit. So the first bet we were right about was Chelsea Gray recording at least 6 or more assists, and the Aces wound up losing to the Dallas Wings. However, Chelsea Gray went green for us, all right? She really balled out. She had 8 assists in 34 minutes of play and only scored 8 points, and she went 2 of 10 from the field. But hey, like I said, she was definitely distributing the rock to Wilson and Young, okay? This is why this review is very important, okay? Because yes, Wilson scored 21 and Young scored 15, but hey, they were getting passed the ball a lot by Gray, all right? And they had 44 attempts total between Wilson and Young, okay? That's a lot of attempts. That means they are really featuring them, all right? So that's good information for us because we definitely gonna be targeting Gray, Wilson, and Young in the future in their games, okay? They're clearly the primary scorers and ball handlers, so yeah, that's just good information. And Chelsea Gray went green for us in the leg of this losing parlay. Next, we're wrong about the Baltimore Orioles winning on the money line against the Toronto Blue Jays, as the Blue Jays wound up beating the Orioles 2-1, okay? And this is the box score, and like I said, usually when you don't see the starting pitchers here, it's a bad thing, but the only reason why the starting pitchers aren't here in this box score is because the game was tied going into the 8th inning, and as you can see, the Toronto Blue Jays wound up scoring in the 8th inning, and these pitchers are the ones who got the credit for winning the game. I was 100% wrong on Patrick Corbin. Looks like he's back in his rare form. Patrick Corbin, a couple of years ago, was one of the best pitchers in baseball, and he's looking like he improved his mechanics, and he's pitching very well. He only gave up 1 earned run and pitched 5 innings, only gave up 4 hits, and had 4 strikeouts, all right? And the Blue Jays definitely were not tired, all right? I thought after playing 15 days in a row, they would be tired, but no, their bullpen did not give up any earned runs at all. You can see here, Chris Bassett of the Orioles, he pitched a pretty decent game. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, and he gave up 1 home run. But Nunez did very bad. He pitched 1 inning, and he gave up earned run, and that was the difference in this game, as they only lost 1-2 to the Blue Jays. What's very interesting here is my man Pete Alonso, Mr. Big Contract. Okay, he only went 1 for 4, had a weak-ass single. As you see down here below, he was 0 for 1 in runners in scoring position, and this is what Skip Bayless will call that clutch gene, okay? When you have a runner on base and you're up the bat and you don't get a hit, you ain't clutch, all right? And Pete Alonso ain't clutch, and they paid him a whole bunch of money. You supposed to come through, Pete. Somebody on base, you the big hitter, and he didn't come through for his team, and he definitely didn't come through for our parlay as we lost this money line bet. Next, we were wrong about this under 8.5 alternate run line with the Chicago Cubs and Pittsburgh Pirates game, as the Cubs wound up winning 7-2. All right, so we were off by 0.5 a run. It was very close, but as you can see here, the game was under 8.5 runs until this 8th and 9th inning. All right, and we got burned by the Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen. All right, however, the Chicago Cubs pitched an excellent game. All right, this dude Raya, he pitched 5.1 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts, and only 1 home run, all right? But what's very important is the 3 pitchers after him did not give up any earned runs at all, all right? And that was the difference in this game. Cubs had an excellent pitching outing. But the real story here was Paul Skeens, okay? Paul Skeens, he pitched a very good game. He pitched 5.1 innings, only gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned run, 3 walks, but 10 strikeouts, all right? So my man was striking out a lot of batters, but my man Mike Montgomery, he did very well. Now, I know he's good because he used to be a starting pitcher for the Yankees, so he didn't give up no earned runs, but Bidnoise and Ramirez did very bad. They're the ones who gave up those runs in the 8th and 9th inning, and that was the difference in this game. Ian Happ had a very good game. He went 3 for 5 and had a home run. And as you can see here, he got that home run in the 8th inning, but he also had an RBI in the 6th inning as well. He had a really good game, but regardless, this game was very close, but the Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen really let us down, all right? And that's the reason why our under bet did not hit by 0.5 run. All right, next in the 3-pick same game parlay, we were wrong about the over 108.5 team total points for the OKC Thunder, and then we were also wrong about Isaiah Hartenstein recording 19 plus points, rebounds, and assists, but we were right about Julian Champagny recording at least 17 plus points, rebounds, and assists. And the Spurs wound up beating the OKC Thunder 118-91, and we should have known this because this is exactly what the NBA wants, all right? So KC Thunder only scored 91 points, and y'all look at this stat sheet, okay? Shea only scored 15 points, all right? He scored, 31 last game, but he only scored 15 points this game. Like, the NBA literally wants this to go 7 games, all right? Because that's the only thing that people will watch is this series. And then Cason Wallace, he scores 11 points, but he couldn't score 6 points last game. He scores 11, or he took him to score 8. This shit is crazy, all right? And they average 117 points, but they only get 91 this game. It was a setup, all right? And then Hartenstein, he balled out last game, but now he only had 10 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists, all right? So we were 1 stat short, all right? And so this is a very close one, but he only played 16 minutes too, right? So, y'all really featured him last game, and only played him 16 minutes, and then Shea only has 15 points, but come on, man. And then, Champagny absolutely came through. Champagny he already been on the list. We took Champagny a couple times, but he scored 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists to come through, so he definitely scored at least 17 or more points, rebounds, and assists. But what's really important here is this 3-pointers, okay? Champagny scored 2 3-pointers, so that's 6 points right there on 2 shots. And it's important because when you're taking somebody on this type of stats, the 3-pointers obviously are more than 2, all right? And it's important for people like Champagny because he can score a lot of threes. He set the franchise record for the Spurs with 11 in 1 game, so he's the type of person that can clear this type of stat with threes alone, all right? But he came through for us, but the other 2 didn't. But hey, we got another game to bet him, and Game 7 should be very exciting for the Spurs and OKC Thunder. And lastly, in the 2-pick same game parlay, we were right about the under 7.5 runs in this Houston Astros and Texas Rangers game, but we were wrong about Jake Berger getting at least 1 hit. Now, the Houston Astros wound up winning 5-1 against the Texas Rangers, all right? So our under 7.5 runs hit. And as you can see here, it says the Astros ride early homers and Arrighetti's latest gem to a 5-1 win over the Rangers. Now, Arrighetti did pitch extremely well. He pitched 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits and 1 earned run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts, all right? And as you can see, the rest of the 4 pitchers in the rest of the game did not give up 1 earned run, at all. So that's the reason why the game was low. They had an excellent pitching outing, starting with Aaron Getty and then the rest of the Houston Astros pitcher. Now, Eovaldi got off to a very bad start. He wound up giving up 5 earned runs in 3 innings, all right? But this is why this is very important on this channel, all right? He wound up pitching 7 innings, all right? He pitched 7 innings for his. He gave up them 5 earned runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. And then Quantrill, he pitched the rest of the game, and he used to be a starting pitcher. That's why he's nice, all right? But the interesting thing about this is that not only did the pitching staff and the coaching staff have faith in Eovaldi, but he did it himself, all right? He gave up all them runs, but he still pitched a very decent game after giving up them early home runs and stuff, all right? As you can see here, he gave up 2 home runs in the first inning and then gave up some runs in the third inning. But hey, that just shows how truly elite he is, okay? Because most pitchers would have folded and, had the confidence just completely crushed after giving up them early runs. But 7 innings for a starting pitcher in today's baseball is pretty elite, okay? And then lastly, my man, Jake Burger, okay? Hey, man, there ain't nothing much to say here. He went over 4 and he had 2 strikeouts, all right? So that ain't something we want to see when we picking somebody to get a hit. So that means he struck out twice. Now I don't know if he struck out looking or swinging, but 2 strikeouts is really bad. He had absolutely no stats, but hey, it is what it is. We had a bad day, just like Jake Burger. We went red in our parlay of the day, and he did too. All right, let's take a look and see how our alternate line suggestions from yesterday, May 28th, 2026 did. All right, and first of all, we went 2 out of 3. All right, and first I'm going to start off with the Chelsea Gray one. We did a little different than what we usually do. We usually like to go both in the same direction. Like if we take an over, we like to take a over for a less amount, but we went under here, under 5.5 assists, and obviously she got 8 assists. And like I said, this is the first time for the channel we did something new, and hey, she got 8 assists, so we're wrong about that one. But we are definitely right about this under 9.5 in the Houston Astros and Texas Rangers game, all right? And as I said yesterday, the over 7.5 was plus money, okay? So this under 9.5 runs was a very good bet, as the game was 5-1. It was only 6 runs total. So our bet of under 7.5 in our parlay today and this under 9.5 hit. And lastly, we recommended Julian Champagny record at least 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, he covered in the parlay of the day with over 17 points, rebounds, and assists. So obviously, he covered the over 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He ended the game with 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. That's 18 total. So yeah, he covered both. And we made a good alternate line suggestion here, and we went 2 out of 3 for yesterday. All right, here's what you've been waiting for. Here's today's parlay of the day for May 28th, 2026. And just remember, we specialize in that octopus. That octopus is that 8-leg parlay, and that raw parlay ticket. And we are going to cook and turn that raw parlay ticket and the octopus into some calamari, y'all. And it's finally going to happen. I'm feeling it today. And just know, when y'all see that calamari as our thumbnail, y'all already know what time it is. All right, here's the parlay of the day. All right, no homo, we do have a juicy one for y'all today. We're going to turn $25 into about $3,100. All right, and we're going to start off with the San Diego Padres winning on the money line against the Washington Nationals, and we're going to take the Braves on the money line against the Cincinnati Reds. Then we're going to take this under 10 runs in this New York Yankees at Sacramento A's game. Then we're going to take the under 8 in the Philadelphia Phillies at Los Angeles Dodgers game. And we're going to take the under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings for this Angels at Tampa Bay Rays game. Then we're going to take the over 8.5 runs in the Detroit Tigers at Chicago White Sox game. And then we're going to take the Miami Marlins on the plus 1.5 run line against the New York Mets. And then lastly, we're going to take the over 2.5 team total runs for San Francisco Giants against the Colorado Rockies. First, we're going to take the San Diego Padres on the money line against the Washington Nationals. And we like this because Lucas Giolito, this is his 3rd game back, and he's actually very good, okay? And he's a lot better than the Nationals' Paxton Schultz, who has a high ERA, all right, and Giolito, he's 2-0 in his first 2 games back. Next, Washington has a very weak bullpen, so once they get Schultz out early, the Padres are going to be able to eat against the Washington bullpen, as they are not very good. Also, Washington, even though they've been playing okay, they have not been hitting very well at home for whatever reason, okay, so that favors the Padres. And then lastly, the Padres are 15-8 on the road, all right, so they've been playing very well on the road and winning majority of their games, so we definitely like them to win on the money line against the Nationals in a very exciting game. Next, we like the Atlanta Braves to win on the money line against the Cincinnati Reds. And we like this because Grant Holmes of the Braves is a lot better than Paddock. Paddock is actually off to a terrible start this year. He has a 6.86 ERA and is 0-6 on the year compared to Grant Holmes' 3.78 ERA, and Holmes struck out 10 batters his last outing, okay? So that's really good. He's way better than Paddock. Also, the Braves are just the best team in the MLB right now. So they're the favorites, and they should absolutely win against the Reds. Next, they have the better hitters in Albies, Michael Harris, and Ronald Acuna Jr. All right, so they're definitely going to eat against Paddock. And lastly, the Reds have one of the worst bullpens in the MLB. All right, so this is a combination for a high-scoring game, and we're definitely expecting the Braves to bounce back because we took them last time for over 3.5 team total runs, and they got shut out. But we're expecting them to eat against Paddock, and yeah, the Braves are going to win, and they're going to win very big for it. Next, we like this under 10 runs in this New York Yankees at the Sacramento Athletics game, and we like this because Rodon and Severino are elite. All right. First of all, Rodon is nice as hell, y'all. All right, so stay tuned for like the over 10 strikeout game for Rodon. All right, he might give up a home run or two, but I'm calling 10 strikeouts for him. All right. Also, Severino is very good too. He's the Athletics ace. All right, and most importantly, and I like this a lot, he's going up against his old team. All right, he used to be the starting pitcher for the Yankees, all right, but they got rid of him and they didn't re-sign him. It was kind of a big deal. So hey, I always like people going up against their old team. The revenge factor is real. All right, and then next, the under has hit in 6 of the 7 last Yankee games and 11 of their last 15. All right, this is because they have elite pitching. All right, and their offense is okay. It's better than average, but it doesn't always produce a lot of runs. However, it's usually due to their high pitching performances that keep their games under. Next, the Athletics offense has really been struggling lately. They haven't been putting up a lot of runs, and that's obviously good for our under, and Rodon is most definitely going to eat against this Athletics offense. You heard it here first on For the Sake of the Parlay. Mark my words. And then lastly, 10 runs is high, okay? And it's only high because they're playing in Sacramento, all right? If they're playing anywhere else, even at Yankee Stadium, this game would probably be around 8.5 runs, but it's being played in Sacramento, all right? And yeah, it's kind of like a Coors Field type of factor, but hey, any game will be under. It will be when Rodon is pitching against Severino. This will be a very exciting game, and I'm definitely looking forward to go under 10 runs. Next, we like the under 8 runs in this Philadelphia Phillies at Los Angeles Dodgers game. And we like this because Wheeler is elite, okay? His ERA is about 1.7 right now, and he's 4-0 on the season, all right? And Wheeler is very good, all right? He's somebody I feel very confident taking under just off of him alone, all right? And then also Robleski, he's good. He's not as good as Wheeler, but he's nothing to sneeze at. His ERA is hovering around 3 right now, so he should have success against this Phillies lineup. Then next, the Dodgers, they average fewer runs at home, all right? They do very well on the road. However, when they come home, it's not really that many runs scored by the team, and not usually high-scoring games. And then for Robleski, he really only has to worry about Schwarber and Harper, okay? They don't really have too much pop or nothing to worry about in that lineup other than those two. So if he's able to get past them and not give up no home runs to them, he should have a good game. And then lastly, Dodger Stadium is a very pitcher-friendly environment. So a combination of all these factors, we definitely like this under 8 to hit, and I feel really good about this bet. Next, we like this under 4.5 runs in the first 5 innings in this Los Angeles Angels and Tampa Bay Rays game. And we like this because Urena of the Angels, his ERA is about 2.53, and Martinez, his ERA for the season is 1.5, all right? So if you add that together, that's about 4 runs total for the whole game between these two pitchers. These two pitchers are off to 2 really good starts of the season. They're really good, and this first 5 innings is going to be very low scoring. And also, this leaves out the bullpen, all right? So we just have to worry about them pitching, and we don't have to worry about somebody coming in giving up runs and home runs. And lastly, Tropicana Field, which is where this game is being played, which is the Rays' home field, is a very pitcher-friendly park, okay? So if you look at this stadium, they have a very, very deep outfield, okay? So even if these pitchers do give up some high and long fly balls, they're going to still remain in the field, and instead of being home runs, they're going to be caught. So you definitely like this to go under 4.5 runs and go green in our parlay. And next, we like this over 8.5 runs in this Detroit Tigers and Chicago White Sox game. And both teams are starting bullpen pitchers, all right? Melton for Detroit and Isert for the White Sox. And Isert is a left-handed pitcher with a 1.5 ERA. All right, it's time to eat, Tigers. Eat them up, Tigers. Eat them up. That's what they say at these Tigers games. I've been to a whole bunch of them. The Tigers are going to eat today, as Detroit's offense has been consistent. They've been averaging about 4 runs a game in their last 5 games, so that's half the runs right there. They're doing their part. And then also guaranteed rate field where the Chicago White Sox play. It's a hitter-friendly park, okay? And it's going to be warm today, all right? So I'm expecting a lot of home runs, especially with Eisert, a left-handed pitcher with a 5 ERA. Yeah, it's going to be wild. And this should go over 8.5 runs easy and early. And next, we like the Miami Marlins on the plus 1.5 run line against the New York Mets. And we like this because the Mets offense has been struggling lately, all right? They've only had 8 runs over their last 3 games, so that's not a lot of runs at all. And their only upside is that they have Juan Soto. And outside of that, ain't nobody getting hits or scoring or hitting home runs. Next, Myers of Miami, he has high strikeout upside, okay? So he's going to be striking out a lot of batters. That's going to keep the game low. And speaking of low, the total is set to 7 to 7.5, so they're not expecting a lot of runs anyway. And hey, we don't even need the Marlins to win. We just need them to stay within 1 run, all right? And that's why this bet and these run line bets in Major League Baseball are so good, all right? As about 30% of all games in within 1 run. So we definitely like this bet today, and we expect this to go green in our parlay. And lastly, we like this over 2.5 team total runs in the first 5 innings for the San Francisco Giants against the Colorado Rockies. And we like this because Michael Lorenzen of the Rockies, he's off to a terrible start, all right? He has a 7.2 ERA and a 1.9 whip, all right? And just so y'all know, that is absolutely terrible. You want your ERA probably around 3 to 2 for elite pitchers, and then the whip, you want that around 1, all right? And yes, he is pitching at Coors Field, but these are just terrible numbers in general. So next, this game is being played at Coors Field, so hey, damn near a lot of games have been on the over, and they hit over very early in these Coors Field games, as when people make contact, the ball just flies. And then lastly, the Giants have hit over 2.5 team total runs in the first 5 innings in 10 out of their last 11 games, all right? So I'm expecting my man Devers and his teammates to eat against Lorenzen, and they should definitely cover over 2.5 runs very early and probably in the first inning. So here are our alternate line suggestions for May 29th, 2026. First of all, we're going to recommend taking the San Diego Padres on the plus 1.5 run line against the Washington Nationals, then the under 10.5 runs in the Philadelphia Phillies at Los Angeles Dodgers game. And then we're going to lastly recommend taking the over 6.5 runs for the Detroit Tigers and Chicago White Sox game. And we like this plus 1.5 run line because the Padres are just a better team, okay? And this game is pretty much a pick 'em. So taking the Padres with a better starting pitcher and Giolito on the plus 1.5 run line is a very good bet. And we took them on the money line in our parlay of the day, and we're expecting them to win outright. So this bet of plus 1.5 runs is a good bet and a better bet anyway. Next, we're recommending taking the under 10.5 runs in this Philadelphia Phillies and Los Angeles Dodgers game. And we're taking the under 8 runs in our parlay of the day, as we're expecting this to be a pitcher's duel and low scoring. So obviously the under 10.5 runs is a better and safer bet. And then lastly, we're recommending taking the over 6.5 runs in this Detroit Tigers and Chicago White Sox game. Now we're taking the over 8.5 runs in our parlay of the day. So giving yourself an extra 2-run cushion and the over is a very good bet, as we're expecting this to be a high scoring game in Chicago. And yeah, both of these bets will come through for us. And just remember, with our alternate line suggestions for today, a better number equals more cushion. For example, in this Phillies at Dodgers game, the under 10.5 runs is better than the under 8 runs. And with that better number, it always means less odds. For example, the under 8 runs in that Dodgers and Phillies game is minus 103. However, the under 10.5 runs is minus 290. All right, there you have it, everybody. That's the parlay of the day today. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck with your bets, especially if you're tailing our bets. And just remember, winners never quit. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and one good parlay can make your day. All right, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video, another parlay of the day.